Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine and doing well. I hope you have gone through my previous videos where I have explained the concept of latitude, longitude, and I have also explained the numericals which are based on longitude. So now in today's video, I will explain the chapter Earth as a planet, and we will also look into the various reasons that which proves that the Earth is a sphere. Okay, so quickly begin this new chapter. See, now there are 8 planets in the solar system. You all know Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Pluto was included as a planet, but in 2006 the Astronomical Union has removed Pluto from this list. Okay, now it is a dwarf planet. See, the remaining 8 planets, they make the solar system. Okay, and Earth is also a part of it. Okay, and if I ask you what is the shape of the Earth, what will you say? You will say that the Earth is spherical. You will say that the Earth is a sphere. It is spherical in shape. Some of you might say that the Earth is geoid in shape, and some of you might say that the Earth is in the shape of an oblate spheroid. Okay, this, see, all the 3 things are right, but the more exact, the more precise answer would be oblate spheroid. Okay, this is the most correct thing. हाँ, sphere भी है, geoid भी है, but the Earth is in the shape of an oblate spheroid. Okay, now what is oblate spheroid? Now see, this is the shape of oblate spheroid. Oblate spheroid means the Earth is bulging at the equator and it is flattened at the poles. Okay, the Earth is bulging at the equator and it is flattened at the poles. See, it is flattened at the poles and it is bulging at the equator. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? इसका ये मतलब हुआ कि जो इक्वेटर पे जो डायमीटर है वो ज़्यादा है. इट इज़ 12,756 kilometers, but the diameter of the polar region is only 12,714 kilometers. ठीक है, तो यहाँ का डायमीटर जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो दैट्स वाई द अर्थ इज स्लाइटली बल्जिंग एट द इक्वेटर एंड इट इज फ्लैटेंड एट द पोल्स. दिस इज कॉल्ड ऑब्लेट स्फेरॉइड. ठीक है, दिस इज कॉल्ड ऑब्लेट स्फेरॉइड. और ये अर्थ का शेप ऐसा है क्यों? वाई इट इज लाइक दिस? इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द centrifugal force. It is because of the centrifugal force of the earth. You all know that the earth is continuously rotating on its axis. Now when the earth is rotating, then this centrifugal force is created. Okay, what is centrifugal force? The force which pushes out the things. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, अर्थ के बीच में ये मतलब ये चीज़ों, ये जो है ना, दिस फोर्स, इट इज़ थ्रोइंग ऑल द थिंग्स आउटसाइड. दैट्स वाई यहाँ का जो डायमीटर है सबसे ज़्यादा है एज कम्पेयर टू द पोलर रीजन्स. ठीक है, अर्थ इसीलिए बीच से चिपटी हुई है बिकॉज ऑफ द सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स. इट इज़ throwing all the things outside. That's why the diameter is greater at the equator and at the poles it is slightly flat. Okay, that's why it is because of the centrifugal force of the earth. Okay, now we will see the different proofs which have been given by different scientists, which shows that the earth is spherical in shape. Okay, now there was a person, you might have heard that Aryabhatta was the first person to say that the earth is spherical in shape. Yes, he was the first person to say, to observe that the earth was spherical in shape. Okay, then there was another person, Pythagoras. He also said that the earth is spherical in shape. But किसी के बोलने से हम थोड़ी ना विश्वास कर लेंगे कि अर्थ स्फेयर ही है. खुद भी तो प्रूफ होने चाहिए, हमारे आंखों देखिए प्रूफ्स तो होने चाहिए हमारे पास, विच शोज दैट द अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल इन शेप. तो वो कौन कौन से प्रूफ्स है? लेट्स सी एट दोज थिंग्स. ओके, सी. The first proof, the first thing which proves that the earth is spherical in shape is the sighting of a ship. Is the sighting of a ship. Suppose आप बीच पे खड़े हो, ठीक है, आप बीच पे खड़े हैं and you are seeing a ship which is coming towards you, towards the coast, towards the beach, धीरे धीरे, ठीक है. तो आप क्या देखोगे? सबसे पहले आप क्या पूरे शिप को देख लोगे? विल यू ऑब्जर्व द होल शिप? No, you will not observe the whole ship initially. हाँ, you will observe the whole ship but after a certain period of time. पहले जब आप देखोगे तो आप फर्स्ट क्या देखोगे? When you are standing on the beach, you will see only a small part of the ship. Then फिर आप देखोगे only the front part of the ship. फिर आप देखोगे थोड़ा सा और पार्ट, ओके, a little bit more part of the ship. Gradually, as the time pass by, you will get to see the whole ship. Okay, so this shows that the earth is spherical in shape. ठीक है, तो आप बीच पे खड़े हो, ठीक है, और शिप यहाँ से आ रही है, ठीक है. तो आप पहले क्या देखोगे? फर्स्ट यू विल सी द मास्ट ऑफ द शिप, देन यू विल सी the front part of the ship, then gradually when the ship has come here, then you will get to see the whole ship. Okay, so this shows that the earth is spherical in shape. If the earth would have been flat, then we would have get to see the whole ship at one point of time. पहले बार में देखने को मिल जाता, but ऐसा होता तो नहीं है. We see only little by little parts of the ship as the time pass by. So this shows that the earth is spherical in shape. Okay, नेक्स्ट क्या चीज है? द सेकेंड प्रूफ विच शोज दैट द अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल इन शेप इज द बेडफोर्ड लेवल एक्सपेरिमेंट. बेडफोर्ड लेवल एक्सपेरिमेंट. नाउ दिस एक्सपेरिमेंट वॉज डन इन बेडफोर्ड कैनाल ऑफ इंग्लैंड. ठीक है, एक आदमी था, उसने क्या किया, सडनली उसको एक दिन ऐसे उसका दिमाग चला कि चलो और कुछ करते हैं, तूफानी करते हैं. ठीक है, तो उसने क्या किया, वो थ्री रॉड्स, ही टुक 3 रॉड्स, ओके, 3 पिलर्स ऑफ द सेम लेंथ. ठीक है, अगर एक का हाइट, अगर एक का लेंथ हो 20 मीटर्स तो बाकी दो के भी लेंथ होगी 20 मीटर्स. ठीक है, तो वो तीनों रॉड्स लेके कैनाल के बीच में चल दिया. ठीक है, he took all the three rods of the same length with himself and then he went to the middle of the canal. Then what did he do? He grounded those 3 poles at the center of the canal, in the middle of the canal, okay, and then he came back to the shore. Now what he observed? He observed that, now see, this is the canal and this is the person. Okay, he grounded the 3 poles of same length at the center of the canal. When he came back to the shore, he observed, he could see only the middle pole, because the middle pole was the tallest among the 3. Why it was tallest? Because the earth is spherical in shape, और जो बीच में होगा वो tallest ही होगा. Okay, clear? He could see the top of this middle pole. And one more thing which you have to know is that he planted or he grounded these 3 poles at a distance of 5 kilometers. Okay, हर पोल के बीच का डिस्टेंस 5 किलोमीटर रखा गया था. ओके, एंड व्हेन ही केम बैक टू द शोर, ही ऑब्जर्व्ड that he could see the top part of the middle pole. Okay, which showed that the earth is spherical in shape. Okay, Clear? So this was the Bedford level experiment. Now we come to the third proof. I hope it is clear till now. Okay. Now what is the third proof? The third proof is eclipse. Whenever eclipse happens, whenever lunar eclipse happens, what happens in lunar eclipse? The shadow of the earth falls on the moon. So whenever the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, we get to know that the earth is spherical in shape. shadow तो दिखी जाती है हमको मून पे, ठीक है. तो इससे पता चलता है कि द अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल इन शेप. किसकी शैडो दिखती है? अर्थ की शैडो दिखती है, मून पे दिखती है, ठीक है. सो विद दिस वी कम टू नो दैट द अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल इन शेप. नाउ नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज पोल स्टार. द विजिबिलिटी ऑफ द पोल स्टार. नाउ सी, पोल स्टार जो है, सी ये है अर्थ का एक्सिस, ठीक है. पोल स्टार जो है वो 90 डिग्री पे दिखती है एट द पोल्स, ठीक है. 90 डिग्री, ये है अर्थ का पोल, नॉर्थ पोल. तो अगर हम नॉर्थ पोल पे जाए देन आई विल गेट टू सी द पोल स्टार एट ए 90 डिग्री एंगल. बट at the Arctic Circle, this is the Arctic Circle line. Arctic Circle is what? 66.5 degree north latitude. At 66.5 degree north latitude, which is the Arctic Circle, here I will get to see the pole star at around 50 degree. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा कम हो जाएगा. और भी थोड़ा सा नीचे आओ, at 23.5 degree north, ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न पे हम लोग आ गए. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Here, see, this angle is reduced. यहाँ पे हमको दिखेगा at around 15 और 20 डिग्री. और भी नीचे इक्वेटर पे आ जाते हैं. देखो ये यहाँ पे बहुत ही कम एंगल, थोड़ा सा एंगल बन रहा है 0 डिग्री, ठीक है. तो एकदम जरा सा एंगल बन रहा है. ओके, सो दिस प्रूव्स दैट द अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल इन शेप. ठीक है. whenever we go to the poles, then we see the pole star at 90 degree. But when we move to the lower latitudes, then we get to see the pole star at 0 degree and sometimes at around 20 or 25 degree also. ये है low latitudes, ये है high latitudes. तो low latitudes पे बहुत 0 डिग्री या फिर 10 डिग्री पे देखने को मिलता है. ठीक है, clear? So this shows that the earth is spherical in shape. Had the earth would have been flat, then all the places of the earth would get to see the star at 90 degree. ठीक है, clear? Okay, next is the satellite pictures. The pictures which have been taken by the satellites from space, it also shows that the earth is spherical in shape. Okay, next is the circular horizon. Okay, now horizon, I hope some of you have seen the horizon when you have done paragliding. Okay, if you have ever done paragliding, then bungee jumping or some adventurous sports, okay, then you must have or if you have done skydiving, okay, so what have you observed? You must have observed that the earth looks like a sphere. All the vegetation, trees सब एक हल्के से वो circular shape में दिखते हैं. That is the horizon. Okay, this circular horizon proves that the earth is spherical in shape. Okay, if you go to Burj Khalifa is the highest building, you all know. Or if you go to Petronas Twin Towers, which is in Malaysia, that is also highest building. Okay, if you go to the topmost floor, then you will get to see the horizon. Okay, you will get to see that the horizon is slightly spherical in shape. The trees, everything which is there, the building, it is slightly curved. Okay, this shows that our earth is spherical in shape. Our earth is in the form of oblate spheroid. Okay, Next, another important thing which you should know is sunrise and sunset. Okay, sunrise and sunset. Is sunrise and sunset equal over different parts of the globe? Is the timing same? No, the timing isn't same in different parts of the globe. Okay, why? Because the earth is spherical in shape. If the earth would have been flat, then all the places of the earth would have experienced sunrise and sunset at the same time. But क्योंकि अर्थ गोल है तो कुछ जगह पे सनराइज के टाइमिंग अलग होते हैं और सनसेट के भी टाइमिंग अलग अलग होते हैं. ओके, अरुणाचल प्रदेश में सनसेट का टाइम अलग है, मेघालय में सनसेट का टाइम अलग है, गुजरात में सनसेट का टाइम अलग है. व्हाई? बिकॉज द अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल इन शेप. ओके, एंड the next point is circumnavigation. Now you all know Magellan. Magellan, he sailed the whole world. He began his journey from Spain, and then after a year or so, he came back to the same point where he started his journey. Okay, he came back to Spain only. This shows that the earth is spherical in shape. दुनिया गोल है. पता नहीं आप किस टाइम पे किन से मिल जाओ. दुनिया छोटी है, दुनिया गोल है. ठीक है. And the last point is earth as a heavenly body, just like the other heavenly bodies in our solar system, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. बाकी सब bodies जितने भी planets है सब गोल ही तो है, तो earth भी गोल ही होगा. जब सब planets गोल है, then earth is also a goal, a oblate spheroid. Okay, so these are the proofs which show that the earth is oblate spheroid. Okay, I hope it is clear till here. Okay, so now we will see the different features, the different things which makes earth a habitable planet or a unique planet. Okay, now so the first and the foremost thing, here on earth we get water. Okay, so earth is known as a watery planet or a blue planet because earth is the only planet where water is found in abundance. 70% of the earth is covered with water. So earth is the only planet where water is found in abundance. Water has recently been found on Mars also, but it is found only in traces. It is not found there in abundance like 70-80%. Okay, so earth is the only planet where water is found in abundance, and so because of this a variety of life forms can exist on our planet. Okay, next important thing which you should know is that, see, optimum temperature. Optimum temperature. See, earth is neither very close to the sun nor very far away from the sun. Okay, if the earth would have been very close to the sun, then it would have been very, very hot, and temperature would not have been temperature would have been so high that no human forms could have been surviving here. And if earth would have been very, very far away from the sun, then temperature would have been very, very low. Okay, so in either case it would be very, very difficult for the human beings to survive on the planet. So earth is at a place, earth is located at such a place which is neither very close to the sun nor very far away from the sun. It is so earth is getting a moderate heat. Okay, earth is getting moderate heat. It is neither very close to the sun nor very far away from the sun. It has got optimum temperature. Okay, now the third important thing is there is a continuous here on earth, there is a continuous balance of temperature. Okay, see, during daytime the incoming solar radiation enters the earth. Okay, the insolation is called the incoming solar radiation, the heat which is entering the earth during daytime, that is called insolation or the incoming solar radiation. So during daytime our earth is getting insolation, our earth is getting the heat from the sun, But during night time, what happens that when the land cools down, it radiates back the heat to the atmosphere, back to the atmosphere. This is called terrestrial radiation. Okay, terrestrial means something related to land. Terrestrial animals होता है ना, जो land animals होते हैं. So the heat which is radiated back from the land back to the atmosphere during night time is called terrestrial radiation. So जो heat आती है वो वापस भी चली जाती है in the atmosphere. So in this way there is a continuous balance of temperature which is maintained inside the earth. ठीक है, इसीलिए अर्थ ज्यादा गर्म भी नहीं होता है ना ज्यादा ठंडा हो जाता है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज सी our earth has got 0.1% or 0.2% of carbon dioxide. Okay, this so you all know. And there is only one planet where carbon dioxide is present in large amount, and that is Venus. Venus is the only planet where carbon dioxide is present in large amount. Okay, so that's why as you all know that carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gas means this gas has the capacity to absorb heat. That's why Venus is the only planet of the solar system which has got maximum temperature. Okay, although Mercury lies very close to the sun, but still Venus has got maximum temperature. Why? Because Venus has got a lot of carbon dioxide. Okay, and this carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, and greenhouse gases absorb a lot of heat. So that's why Venus is the only planet which has got a very high temperature. Okay, but in Earth it is not so. Earth has got only 0.1% of carbon dioxide, and so Earth's heating is comparatively less than the Venus. Okay, so this point is included in optimum temperature only, the point which I have told right now related to Venus. Okay, now next important thing which you should know is that there is an ecosystem on Earth. What do you mean by ecosystem? See, in your book the definition is given that ecosystem is a self-regulating, see these are the keywords, self-regulating and self-sustaining. Self-regulating and self-sustaining means it can survive by, the ecosystem can survive by itself. The ecosystem works by itself, it regulates by itself, it works by itself, it functions by itself, it is not dependent on anyone. Okay, it is self-regulating, it is self-functioning, it is self-sustaining. Okay, now what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is basically an interaction between the living things and non-living things. Okay, so and all the things are dependent on each other, they are mutually dependent on each other, and they interact with each other continuously. So when the living things and the non-living things interact with each other and they depend on each other, then that makes up the ecosystem. For example, a pond. In a pond there are plants. Okay, in a pond there are plants. Okay, and these plants are eaten up by fishes, small fishes. Small fishes are eaten up by big fishes. Okay, and big fishes are sometimes eaten by human beings also. Okay, so there is a continuous chain. Okay, nobody goes to the pond to feed the fishes. Okay, sometimes people go, but that case is different. Okay, so there is no human being appointed to feed the fishes regularly. So who feeds the fishes? Fishes feed themselves, fishes feed by themselves. Okay, so this ecosystem is self-sustaining, it works by itself, it functions by itself, it is not dependent on human beings or on any other thing for its functioning. Okay, clear? So this is ecosystem. Ecosystem is an interaction between the living and non-living things, and both of them, they interact with each other and they are interdependent on each other. Okay, plants produce food, animals eat plants, and then comes the decomposers who clean the thing. Okay, who just clean the whole thing. So at the end of the food chain comes decomposers. Okay, so plants, animals, decomposers, they all form a chain. Okay, this is a part of the ecosystem. Okay, and there is one more word in your book, that is biosphere. Now what is biosphere? Biosphere is basically a combination of land, air and water. Okay, biosphere. What is biosphere? Biosphere includes land, air and water. Land means lithosphere. Okay, lithosphere is land where we live. We are living on the lithosphere, on the crust of the earth, the outermost layer of the earth, that is lithosphere. Then air, atmosphere. Okay, and water is hydrosphere. So the continuous interaction between lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere is called biosphere. ठीक है, इन तीनों को मिला के बनता है क्या? बायोस्फीयर. Biosphere is called the life zone of the earth because it is essential for sustenance of all the life forms on the planet Earth. That is why it is called the life zone of the earth. Okay, now one more important thing which you should know is that related to biosphere is that the height of the biosphere from the deepest point on the ocean to the highest mountain, from this point to the point of the highest mountain to the deepest trench of the ocean, its height is 15 kilometers. So biosphere is 15 kilometers in total. Okay? One more important thing which you should know here is that on the land surface, on the ground, biosphere extends to 3 meters. Means zameen ke niche till 3 meters only biosphere is there, and inside the ocean it extends up to 200 meters. It is 200 meters deep. Now we will see the different. Now we will study about the different cycles: oxygen cycle, food cycle, and the nitrogen cycle. First, we will start with the nutrition cycle. Okay, the nutrition cycle is also known as the food cycle. Now, what happens in food cycle? In food cycle, see, there are green plants. Okay, there are green plants. Okay, now these green plants, they are eaten by whom? They are eaten by the green plants. One more important thing is that the green plants are the producers. Okay, these producers are eaten by the primary consumers. 1 minute. Okay, the green plants are eaten by primary consumers. These primary consumers are eaten by secondary consumers, and then the secondary consumers are eaten up by decomposers. At the end of the food chain comes the decomposers. Okay, now see, suppose there are green plants. These green plants are eaten by primary consumers, which include goat. Okay, now goat is eaten by secondary consumer. For example, lion, tiger. Okay, goat is eaten by lion or tiger. And then who eats the lion? Who eats the lion or tiger? Nobody eats. Okay, nobody eats lion. Human beings don't eat lion, but sometimes animals eat lion. Okay, when lions die, then their dead bodies are eaten up by the bacteria, fungi. Okay, by different types of bacteria, fungi. Now these bacteria, fungi, when they eat their dead bodies, they return the nutrients back to the soil. Okay, they return the nutrients back to the soil, and on that soil only again plant grows. Okay, so this is how a complete cycle is maintained. Okay, ग्रीन प्लांट्स को खा जा रहा है कौन? गोट, भेड़, बकरी. ठीक है, गोट को खा जा रहा है कौन? लायन, टाइगर. और टाइगर को कौन खा जा रहा है? बाय बैक्टीरिया व्हेन दे डाई. ओके, सो this is how a complete cycle is maintained. This is the nutrition cycle or the food cycle. Okay, inside a pond there are green plants. Second example, inside a pond there are green plants those green plants are eaten by small fishes. Small fishes are eaten up by big fishes, and big fishes are eaten up by human beings. So you see, and then when human beings die, then they again return back to the soil, and on that soil plant grows. Okay, so this is how a complete cycle is maintained. This is the nutrition cycle or the food cycle. Okay, so now we will study about the nitrogen cycle. What happens in nitrogen cycle? How is the nitrogen cycle maintained in the ecosystem? Now see, there are plants in the ecosystem. With these plants are called leguminous plants. Okay, leguminous plants. Now what happens in leguminous plants? Now see, these are the roots of the leguminous plants. Okay, now on the roots of the leguminous plants there are root nodules. Okay, there are root nodules. Now what happens in the root nodules? In the root nodules, atmospheric nitrogen gets converted into ammonia. Okay, the atmospheric nitrogen gets converted into ammonia. And what converts that this nitrogen into ammonia? The rhizobium bacteria. Okay, remember this name. The rhizobium bacteria converts the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. Okay, now again this ammonia gets converted into nitrates and nitrites by whom? By nitrifying bacteria. By nitrifying bacteria. Okay, then again what happens? These nitrates and nitrites are again sent back to the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen gas by, so these nitrates and nitrites, they are again sent back to the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen gas by denitrifying bacteria. Okay, denitrifying bacteria. Okay, so this is how nitrogen fixation takes place in plants. Okay, so this is how the nitrogen cycle is maintained. Okay, so what happens? See, I am again repeating. There are leguminous plants. Okay, on the root nodules, on the roots of the leguminous plants, there are root nodules. Okay, these circles, they are the root nodules. What happens in the root nodules? Inside the root nodules there is a special kind of bacteria which is called rhizobium. This rhizobium bacteria converts the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. Now ammonia is again converted into nitrates and nitrites by nitrifying bacteria. ठीक है, अब ये जो nitrates and nitrites है, these again they are again sent back to the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen gas by the denitrifying bacteria. ठीक है, denitrifying. Okay, remember, here it is nitrifying bacteria, here it is denitrifying bacteria. Okay, this is the nitrogen cycle. Okay, now we will study about the oxygen cycle. So what happens in oxygen cycle is that, see, green plants, they use carbon dioxide for making their own food, glucose. For making glucose, they use carbon dioxide. Okay, now they take in carbon dioxide, but they give out oxygen. This oxygen is used by human beings again for respiration. When we take in oxygen, we give out carbon dioxide. Okay, when we exhale, then carbon dioxide moves out of the nose. Okay, this carbon dioxide is again used by plants for photosynthesis. So this is how a complete cycle is maintained. See, okay, so how oxygen cycle takes place? Now see, through diagrammatic explanation. So green plants are taking in carbon dioxide, okay, for making their own food. The food is glucose. Okay, for making their own food. Okay, now what do they give out? They give out oxygen. this oxygen is used by human beings for respiration. Okay, and what do the human beings give out? They give out this carbon dioxide. Again, this carbon dioxide will go to the plants. They will use it for making their food, and then again they will give out oxygen. This is how the oxygen cycle is maintained. Okay, so that was all about the oxygen cycle. Okay, now we will study about the carbon cycle, how carbon cycle takes place in the ecosystem. See, carbon cycle is basically the movement of carbon from the atmosphere to the living beings, and then from the living beings back to the atmosphere. Okay, so how does this cycle takes place? Now see, this is atmospheric carbon dioxide. We will study with the help of a diagram. This diagram clearly shows that how carbon from the atmosphere is going inside a body, inside any living being, and then from the living being back to the atmosphere. So let's see. Okay, so this is atmospheric carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide is utilized by the green plants for making their own food through the process of photosynthesis. And also you should know that green plants store their food in the form of starch. Okay, so the green plants, when they make their own food through the process of photosynthesis, they use carbon dioxide. Okay, now these green plants are eaten up by the goat. These green plants are consumed by goat. Now when goat exhale, then which gas they give out? They give out carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide, goat on respiration, it gives out carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide goes back to the atmosphere. Okay, now this is one way of returning the carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere. What is the other way? Sometimes it may happen that when the goat will die, the decomposers, the bacteria, will start working upon the dead body and will return the nutrients back to the soil. Okay, so the carbon is returned back to the soil. Now when the carbon is there in the soil, then what will happen? Fossil fuels will be formed. Fossil fuels here basically mean coal. Okay, you all know that coal is a fossil fuel, and coal is made up of carbon only. Okay, so with the help of this carbon, fossil fuels will be formed, and when fossil fuels are burned, they give out carbon dioxide, smoke. Okay, so that smoke contains carbon dioxide, and hence carbon dioxide is returned back to the atmosphere. This is how carbon keeps rotating in the ecosystem. Okay, this is the cyclic movement of carbon in the ecosystem. This is carbon cycle. So with this, I have explained you all the 4-5 cycles along with the proofs which say that the earth is spherical in shape. So with this, I have completed the chapter. Hope you all have understood it. If you have understood, you give a like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you.